What's going on, everybody? So we're at the point now where we are going to be yanking this switch out, an old Cisco switch, and it's going to be replaced by the new Unifi switch. But to do that, it needs to be adopted. So for those of you who have never actually seen this process in action, it's literally as simple as push the adopt button. And that's basically it. It's going to sit here, it's going to do its little thing, basically get it set up on the network, and once everything's up and running and it's all ready to go, once this provisioning ends here, it's just a matter of doing final configurations. Now there's a couple of reasons why I wanted to switch. One, setting up VLANs on this guy, kind of a pain in the butt actually. I mean, they work, but the setup and if I want to change something is just a lot of dicking around. Whereas on the Unifi, it's just a couple of clicks and boom, you're rocking and rolling with new VLAN configurations, different ports, so on and so forth. Very cool. Now, it's been a really long time since I've posted anything onto YouTube. So the last time you guys saw us, I was actually in a whole different house. So we've purchased a new house recently, and with that came finding this rack pretty cheap, and I've started the slow process of migrating things into this rack. So the router, my PFSense router, is now in here. Still waiting to get these other two servers moved. This one here, this is the FreeNAS box, so file server. That one is going to go into, I'm thinking probably a Narco. Okay, it's probably like the 4220 or something along those lines. This Dell's probably never going to get moved into anything. It's probably just going to have to maintain its little home right here. A few things that have been done. We've got Ethernet cables that are actually run through the house here. So these actually go to this patch panel, which then goes to the rack, to this patch panel in the front here. Just makes, if I need to move the rack or something around, I can just unplug everything, move it, shove it right back, and it's kind of a no harm, no foul situation. These Ethernet cables are actually run through the house as phone lines, or being used as phone lines. I went through, changed out all the jacks. Ran into one minor issue where these guys wouldn't work in the patch panel that I already have. Cat 5 has, or Cat 5e has slightly smaller diameter cables in it, or the wires in it, so a couple of them were having some real flaky issues. So just as a quick band-aid fix, what I did was just take some extra spare parts I had laying around, make these short little patch cables, goes into here, these plug into it. Is it pretty? No. Is it functional? Well, yeah, it gets the job done. And then down here, this is actually the PoE injector that I'm currently using for my access point. That's thankfully going to be able to come out. Now that we have the PoE switch, I won't have to worry about it anymore. So this removes a piece from this here. Other than that, it's mostly the same stuff that was at the other house, just, in the process of being relocated into a new home. This guy up here, he's still being used for certain things. Mainly it's set up on its own VLAN for like IoT devices, stuff that I don't want on the rest of my home network. So we'll get that, squared away in time. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it as of right now. So the next process is going to be shutting everything down here. I don't like unplugging all the networking cables and stuff while everything's all running. So we're going to shut it all down. I am going to reset the firmware on that switch back to factory defaults. I'm going to get the other switch configured and set up and get everything all booted back up again, and we'll be back in a little bit with all of that. Stay tuned. And we're back. So we've got the switch in, everything is up and running, it is working as it should. As of right now, the only thing that's using the PoE is going to be this port right here. As you can see, we do got an indicator for PoE working. It actually auto-detected the access point all by itself and turned PoE on without me having to do any configurations, which is nice. Other than that, we're pretty well set up. I've still got to go in and do some actual configuration in the software. But other than that, we are rocking and rolling, and the rest of the house is working perfectly. So, I'd say great success. Pretty easy. I mean, the hardest part was actually just taking the old one out and the actual physical process of taking them in and out. It's not, you know, super difficult by any means, but yeah, I mean, if you can operate a screwdriver, it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Um, so yeah, I mean, that's kind of where we're sitting at right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to be a little more active on here and get some more content out. I know some of you guys seem to be enjoying it. It's not a lot of you, but for the few of you that are out there, I'm gonna do what I can to try to bring some more stuff to you and try to, I don't know, find some little piece of the internet that hasn't been completely butchered by everybody else and try to provide something for you. If you guys like the video, by all means, make some comments below, do all that stuff. And I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.